All right, hello everyone. Today what I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to be doing a really quick tutorial on how to kind of use Google Earth on your iPad and then how to basically take a screenshot, annotate the screenshot, and then put that screenshot into the PowerPoint presentation where we should be doing our projects. So the software we're going to be using today on our iPads are obviously our first one is going to be Google Earth right here. We're also going to be using the Photos app, but that's kind of, it just pops up on its own. You don't need to open it. And then we're going to be using PowerPoint. Okay. You don't have to do this project in PowerPoint. You can do it in other things. You can do it in BitCollage. You can do it in Microsoft Word. You can make it really, really basic. I just find PowerPoint is a really good, really easy to use piece of software with really good design aspects to it as well. So it's really easy to make a PowerPoint look pretty good. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing, I'm just going to be showing you kind of how to navigate around Google Earth and then how to take that screenshot. So in this project, we're looking at how to, we're looking at the parts of a river. And a really good place to see, parts in the natural world, rivers, lakes, oceans, anything you want to look at is Google Earth. So here I'm going to go here to Google Earth, make sure you have downloaded it off of self-serve. So we're going to open that up. And here we are. We're starting in White Plains because that's where we are. And I decided that for this example, the river that I want to use is the Yellow River in China. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go over here. I'm going to type in Yellow River and press search. And that will take me to the Yellow River in China. So you can see Google Earth zooming out, going around to China, and then zooming in on the Yellow River. So this is the Yellow River here. Kind of hard to see from where we are, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Maybe we can find that river. And there it is. There's the Yellow River. So we can see the Yellow River here going across the map. It is, in fact, yellow. That's why they called it the Yellow River. And the reason why it's yellow is because it's got a lot of dirt and sediment in it that just makes the river look that really vivid color of yellow. Okay, so what I want to look at here on the Yellow River is its delta. And where do we find deltas? The delta is at the mouth of the river, so where the river enters the ocean or where the river enters a lake. So I know for a fact that the Yellow River runs northeast here, so it's going to be going in this direction. So I'm just going to follow the river all the way on until it meets the ocean. So here we have the ocean right here, and we have China, and here we have the Yellow River kind of going from west to east across our map into the Pacific Ocean right here. Okay, so this is going to be my example slide for the river delta. Remember, for this project, you need to identify multiple parts of a river. You need to find the meanders. You need to find the source of the river. If there's any oxbow lakes, which almost every river has oxbow lakes, so make sure you're looking hard for those. And then where the delta is. Where does the river end? Where does it meet the ocean or the lake, whatever body of water it runs into? So here, this is our Yellow River Delta. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a screenshot of this. And if you don't know how to take a screenshot, you press the power button and the home button at the same time. Okay, and that can be a little tricky because sometimes the power buttons in these cases don't want to work. There we go. So now I've got that screenshot. I'm going to click on where it pops up down here in the lower left-hand corner, and that's going to bring us to our editing tool. Okay, so our Yellow River, we can see our Yellow River going across the landscape like this. There's a couple of meanders right there. Those meanders are the curves in the river, and then takes us over here towards the ocean. Okay, and what you can notice here is that our river actually kind of splits into two parts here. Okay, once the river hits the ocean, it tends to split from one main river channel into multiple river channels. And the shape that that kind of comes out with is a triangular shape. Okay, and that's actually why we call them river deltas. A delta in the Greek alphabet is basically a triangle. So the ancient Greeks, when they were studying rivers, they realized that when they entered oceans and when they entered the Mediterranean Sea, it made this triangular shape. So they just named it after their letter that looks like a triangle, which is the letter delta. Okay, so here we've got this. We've got the river going from west to east across, entering the ocean in this triangular pattern. And that triangular pattern is our delta. Okay. For those of you that weren't sure what I was doing on this screen, there are different writing utensils on the bottom here. We've got a marker, we've got a highlighter, a pencil, an eraser, a selection tool. I don't use that much. And then we have a bunch of different colors down here: black, blue, green, yellow, red, and a color wheel if you want to pick something that's not on there already. Okay, so here what we did, I just identified our delta here. I wrote down that this is the delta with an arrow pointing to the delta so that I know that I understand where the river delta is. And then we're good, right? We don't really need to do much more here. So I'm going to click this share button. Nope. I'm going to click the done button up here. And it's going to ask me to save it to photos. That's where I want it. So I'm going to click save the photos. So for now, for the delta part, we are all done with Google Earth. So I'm going to exit out of Google Earth. And I'm going to go over to PowerPoint and open up PowerPoint. Okay, so this is my example presentation. It's on the Yellow River in China. So I have recorded that on the title screen. And now I want to talk about my delta, so I'm going to add a new slide. And the way you do that, up here in the upper left-hand side, there's a little green plus with something that looks like a slide. That's the add slide button. So I'm going to add that slide. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to add a title. And my title here is obviously the Yellow River Delta. Okay. Yellow River Delta is right here. Write down some information you know about the Yellow River. So here, like what body of water is the Yellow River depositing into? So the Yellow River Delta is located where the Yellow River meets the Pacific Ocean. Yeah, that's really all I need to know here, right? The Yellow River Delta is where the Yellow River enters into the Pacific Ocean. For your river, it's going to be a different body of water, right? It could be the Atlantic Ocean, the Gulf of Mexico, um, the Mediterranean Sea, wherever your river enters into, just make sure you tell me where it goes. And then I'm going to add a picture, okay? So I'm going to go up here to insert because I'm inserting something. And I'm going to go over here to photos. I'm going to click on that. And then this just kind of pops up with my camera roll. I'm going to click on camera roll. And then my most recent picture is going to be the lowest one on. So I'm going to click this lowest picture. And this was my most recent picture. This is the one that I just took, my Yellow River Delta. I'm going to move it like this. I'm going to move it over here. I'm going to make it larger. Okay. And what you might notice, I just covered up like all of my text. And that's okay. If you click here on design, you get 4 options: themes, slide side, format background, and design ideas. Design ideas is like amazing. It does all the formatting for you. You don't need to worry about it. So over here, I'm down here, and I'm going to pick the one that I think looks best. And that might be, let's say, this one here. So I'm going to click on it, and then it just automatically changes it. The problem with designs that I do find is that you do tend to lose some information. They do crop the pictures. So if we look here, it says del. You can kind of read that it says delta, but it's a little bit hard to see. If that happens and you can still read it, I think I understand what you're talking about. But if you're not sure you like it, go back to design, go back to design ideas, and you can pick one of the other options here. Okay, so maybe I'll click this one. This one's a little bit better because I can actually see the word delta. I still have my title slide, Yellow River Delta, and then I have my little blurb that I wrote about it. Okay, so that's just a quick little introduction on Google Earth, taking a screenshot, how to annotate that screenshot so I know that you know what you're looking at, and then how to put that into PowerPoint and kind of format it in a way that makes it easy to look at. Okay, if you have any questions, just make sure you shoot me a Schoology message or an email, or write something in the weekly discussion post. And good luck. Thanks.